Peter connects the angels that sinned, which were the sons of God. They were judged by God with the flood. And he also talked about the judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember, we laid down the foundation because we were taught, those in Sunday school and those in the past were taught that the flood, Noah's flood that came in, that God sent the flood, was just because the people were evil. And that was just a very small portion of the real reason why God sent the flood. We've been learning that the reality is why God sent the flood was to protect, number one, to protect the seed, the purity of the seed, so that Jesus could be born. Because he only was able to save 8 righteous. Remember what Peter just said? Noah and 7 of his family members, because they were the only seed left that was still pure. They weren't sinless, but they had a pure seed. Because what caused the impurity of the seed was what? But the sin of what? What came down and what did they produce? The angels came down and they produced a race called the Nephilim. The Nephilim race, the giants. In Hebrew is Nephilim. They started to impure because angels came down and had relations with the women and they had children and they produced this race called the Nephilim. And the Nephilim started to impure the seed because Satan was manipulating the sons of God, telling them, do this so that Jesus Christ doesn't come. And so the Bible, if you get deep into it, tells us the real reason why the flood happened, the main reason, wasn't the sin of man. Yes, that was just a very small portion of it. And we were taught in history, just like I was, that that's all it was, the only reason. Remember, I always tell you, read the word, check me out. Don't just take what I'm saying for granted. Read the word for yourself, and you'll see the same thing. Because we just read it right here in 2 Peter. We also read it in different locations of what God was saying. So it was number one, to